having been through this, some producers like a lot of notes. They just like to do that and then they'll wade through them later. But I found what works the best that gets us to where we're going.
Funny, we never talk about this. We had a hit together. You
We did.
produced Jared Neiman's Drink It Out All Night, #1 song that Brett and I and Lance
That's
Miller
right.
and Derek George wrote. There's a thing about the session player. Like I could sit down with a guy way better than me and convince you accidentally that I was on their level, but I can do what I do. You got to be able to go in every day and do what they want.
These guys in town, these bass players, they're so awesome. It is, I think, as best I can figure, there is touches involved, and it's about everything. If you even play less and you have the right touch and the feel, it can speak more to the song than anything flashy. But then I want to come up with hooks. I want to be able to play a bass line that you could hum later, like on a Stevie Wonder song or something. I mean, you're not going to hum me the bass line to some country song. I don't know.
Any country song.
Yeah, anything I play, you can't hum it.
That's not necessarily true.
Like He Stopped Loving Her Today. And then you go over to Living in the City by Stevie Wonder, and everybody knows, right?
Right.
So I'm trying to bring some kind of hook into it.
Country being about the lyrics definitely ties your hands up a little bit, but that pocket, the guys like you and Glenn Worf and Michael Rhodes developed this pocket where country music felt good instead of just being, I mean, actually, there's nothing better than a good old when it needs to be there. I always find it an interesting job you guys have because, okay, so the best bass part we've ever had on a hit song was Felt Good on My Lips, Tim McGraw song, and his bass player, Paul Bushnell, who's one of those very, very creative guys. He goes out on and will play it like a guitar. And I'll never forget, we had a softball charity game once, and Paul's Irish, and like literally Irish, and he was catching the ball with his bare hands because he played cricket and not softball. So he plays bass like a guy that plays cricket and not softball. It's all very unique to country,
Yeah.
Anyway, Paul did this part that Jim Beavers, our co-writer, who doesn't really play bass, had played in the studio just for fun and turned it into something that's kind of unique on country radio.
Oh, yeah.
We could pop in with those every now and then, but you have to, do you wait to get asked, hey, step out here and do this? Or do you ever just go, hey, Joey Moy, check this out? And
man, to me, having been through this, some producers like a lot of notes. They just like to do that and then they'll wade through them later with playlists. But I found what works the best that gets us to where we're going more efficiently is to listen to whatever demo, listen to what the producer or the players or writers are used to hearing. Go there first. So we've got that covered. Now, I want to start doing playlists of things that maybe I would like to hear coming back at me through the speakers later or something. I usually say, can I do one more pass so I can sleep tonight?
Yeah.
And then I'll just blow some stuff
Yeah.
to the best of my ability, and then I can let go.
Yeah, I mean, we are in the service industry. I am as a writer. You are as a player. We are there to serve. We actually had, what's funny? We never talk about this. We had a hit together. You produced Jared Neiman's Drink It Out All Night, #1 song that Brett and I and Lance Miller and Derek George wrote. That was a nice little run. That was just fun. That's really where I knew you because you were coming in for a session of the master session as I was leaving my demo session. But I knew who you were and whatever, but we got to kind of hang in the studio together because at first I'm like, that guy can't be this nice. And then after a couple weeks, I'm like, he really is. And our friend Lance Miller,
Sweet Lance,
Sweet Lance he's always just, he loved you so much. And when Sage died, like he called me right away and he was just like, hey man, we need to go sit down with Jimmy Sloas. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And man, I got to tell you, you've kind of been my North Star